Welcome, you guys. So, we're going to get a quick message about what's taking place in your external environment that you guys should be aware of. And, hold on, let me tell you what cards we're using. We're using the Horror Oracle, the True Love Oracle. We're also using the Crystal cards. This is something you guys should notice going on in your external environment. I feel like I want to be surprised with this message. I don't know why. Maybe you guys have some surprises coming. Okay. We have celebration. We have abundance. Oh, shit. And we also have lapis lazuli. Okay. So I feel like the truth is coming out about people who have bullied you. And the way they bullied you, there could be a financial blessing coming. Or these bullies could have definitely stolen from you finances. These people also need help, and they knew they shouldn't have done what they did. But whatever. Anyway, Carrie, directed by Brian D. Palmer. This is 1976. The quote is, "They're just trying to trick me again, I know." It can be easy to find ourselves pushed beyond our personal limits, especially when drenched in a bucket full of others' cruelty and ignorant misjudgment. So, the bullies I'm picking up on, they definitely try to have you. It's like they try to consistently cross your boundaries. I'm also picking up on they found interesting ways to cross your boundaries. They justified their cruelty and they ignorantly misjudged you. So I'm also picking up that they're in regret as well. Venturing out with a sense of optimism comes with the risk of bitter disillusionment, and we may find ourselves lashing out, even at those who tried to help us all along. A celebration can turn into a nightmare. So, this is a time where if you're healing from betrayal, upright, this card is saying practice self care, avoid overextending yourself. Because I feel like this is a time where people could still be learning discernment about how to actually recognize genuine people from disgenuine people. The genuine people I'm picking up, they're going to understand if you lash out at them. But if you keep that up, you're going to be burning bridges. So this is a time that if you have experienced great betrayal and you got used to expecting people to treat you cruelly, this is a time to practice self-care and avoid overextending yourself. This will provide you with an abundance of discernment. An abundance of discernment. And if you are looking for a crystal that can help you maneuver through this time, we have the lapis lazuli. Balance is what this stone can help with, harmonizing your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical selves. It brings inner peace, When used in meditation, this beautiful stone opens the third eye and allows you to see inside of yourself. You'll see the real you. So the real you, I feel as if, because Carrie is covered in blood here, I feel as if you could have had a lot of people project heavily and negatively onto you. I'm picking up on people who wanted to forget certain things. So you could have been scapegoated. I feel like I'm speaking to black sheep of the families. I feel like you also could have had inheritance stolen from you guys. Only take what resonates with this message. But I feel like you're being asked to move slow and steady with opening back up, but still, give that time to yourself so that you can see yourself for who you truly are, so that you don't burn bridges with people who actually have genuine concern and care for you. Because logically, if you have been treated cruelly, it's going to be very hard to learn to trust again. But trust in yourself will also help you have clarity of who you can trust as well. So this is a time to practice self-care. Okay? But you also may be receiving something due to how you could have been bullied. All right? So, let's continue. We have experience. So some of you guys could have experiences of being bullied that was very extreme, and the people who could have did the bullying, they could not look like they would have done that type of bullying at all. Like if you saw their social media profile, they might look like the people that you would want to follow. They might look like the people that you would look up to. They might have been the ones with connections. So you could have experienced extreme cruelty from very beautiful faced, handsome faced people who would do just about any and everything to keep hidden aspects of themselves to stay hidden. With the experience, now I'll read from the book as well, so you guys know what's going on. They could have trouble if they're in a relation if they're in relationships in which there's a lot of toxicity. They could be in life or death situations with very codependent, dangerous partners. We also have the sacred woman. So I feel like the type of bullying that you could have experienced could have brought out the warrior in you. And what's surprising to a lot of people is that instead of you turning heartless and cold with the way that you were bullied, you chose to become a beacon of love and light. So I feel like the people who wanted to see you in a state of deep depression, they may be experiencing a state of deep depression. And I feel like people could be starting to see the difference between you and your bullies. With this sacred woman, you see how beautiful she looks, but at the same time, you know she stands for something. Your bullies are starting to look like the amount of deep depression that they have been trying to hide from people. And the stone that will help, balance this energy out is the anthophyllite. This stone connects to your solar plexus and your root chakra. This explains why this stone makes you feel safe, secure, and protected. The energy that radiates from this stone makes you aware of what is really important in life and helps you let go of the lesser wants and desires. So, if you are healing from trauma of being bullied, like severely bullied by individuals who most people would not expect to be bullied, these are the stones that can help you guys. Lapis lazuli and the anthophyllite. Because as I stated, there are genuine people out here who will actually legitimately help you guys. But if you're, lashing out at them too often, they're going to love themselves enough to remove themselves from the situation because you would get too comfortable lashing out at them. And that's self-love right there. So I feel like you guys are being the celebration, self-care, and also you're not being viewed as the horrible experience you had, and this is why you could be um, receiving some sort of abundance. However this abundance shows up, it's going to show up. This also could be in a romance situation. You could have had bullies come after you due to dating. You know, you could have had some bullies solely motivated by the prospect and aspects of you having healthier dating experiences than them. So they could have extremely bullied you, and it could have been very difficult to get proof of this. And it could have been so difficult that you could have just chosen to, you know, to basically find out who you are. But now these bullies are having extreme dark night of the soul, and some of them are with partners who are hell bent on releasing them. It's kind of like whatever. It's like if they try to keep you from having a certain lifestyle, they're seeing exactly how dangerous some of the people that they're connected to can be. And they could be getting extremely drained from these relationships. You see how this couple is right here? The guy here, he looks very sadistic. She's obviously angry. He knows what has made her angry, and he's not letting her leave. I'm also picking up on someone who, back in the day, if they got into an argument, she could have thought that this was love if he didn't want her to leave. But now it's not love anymore. It's kind of like she's somebody, a female who really went above and beyond to bully you. She's having trouble leaving a very toxic relationship, and she's extremely depressed. And she's also aware that if she's also aware her partner is going to use her vulnerabilities against her. Now, this movie is the experience card is coming from Hellraiser, directed by Clive Barker, 1987. The quote is, "We have such sights to show you." In an all or nothing culture that feeds on extremes, in which everything is the absolute best or the abject worst, it might be tempting to go many steps beyond. Can any mere mortal's taste match the appetites of the explorer, hell bent on pushing limits yet unknown to most? Upright, it's just talking about, is it really worth it? So someone's having regrets for how they wanted you to experience the worst of the worst. And this could be a group of people as well. They wanted you to experience such harsh conditions. They didn't want you to have any healthy, positive experiences. They could have tried to negatively interfere in your life so much to the point that you may be rediscovering who you are. And understand the people who have discernment of what you have gone through or are going through. It's like they also have journeys as well, that the different perspectives you share with them will also help you heal from this experience of extreme bullying. At the same time, you can't just sit there and use them as a trauma dumping, a trauma dump site. So this is the importance of this situation, of this card reading, is to basically not continue cycles of trauma dumping, because I feel the people that you dealt with trauma dumped heavily onto you. And they, you could have been the scapegoat. You could have been the one chosen to be the spiritual trash can. But in the 3D world, it looked as if you were the problem. But you could have been dealing with some very pretty and beautiful faced bullies who they wanted to always be in the up and up, and they were willing to see you at your lowest by any means necessary. So stones that will help you guys heal this phase is the lapis lazuli and the anthophyllite. Because more than likely your sense of safety was compromised. And if you had your character defamated to the point where you were severely misunderstood, so people thought they could take pot shots at you, this definitely can threaten your sense of safety. So I feel like inner peace and having inner peace and knowing you're protected, this combination of stones can help you heal from extremely severe bullying, especially if it was done by people who had influence, especially if it was done by people abusing their authority. And especially if you had people in their feelings about romance. Now, I'll conclude this reading after I talk about the romance aspect. If you have people who are going above and beyond to bully you due to romance that that has nothing to do with them, this says here these people have a lot of darkness that they're letting overtake them. Everyone has dark aspects of their personality, but these people chose to indulge in their dark aspects. That doesn't mean they don't have good aspects. They just did indulging in their dark aspects, their personality could have made them feel safe and also cause safety issues for others. At the same time, they were very mindful not to let others see what they were capable of. So it's kind of like, you had to learn to trust yourself. And it's more so you had to learn to let go of things where it's just like, if I try to get proof of what they're doing, no one's going to believe me. And even if someone does believe me, they have so much influence that they can use people to get, to harm me. And also, I feel like you guys were heavily projected onto negatively on an extreme level. that it's time to just basically focus on seeing who you truly are and know that it's safe for you to have desires. I feel like the people who heavily projected onto you negatively, they took their desires to an extreme place. And this is why they're having extreme dark nights of the soul. But I'm definitely picking up on a female in a very abusive relationship. And she may see you as a source of courage because the way she thought you would have ended up, you ended up way stronger than she can even imagine. And you have, if you are a divine feminine, you have attracted your divine masculine. And if you are a divine masculine, you are able to recognize your divine feminine because they did not allow themselves to be overcome by the cruelty of others. So that's a beautiful thing because that means if you guys do build a foundation together financially, the divine masculine knows that their divine feminine isn't going to be overcome by their desires or materialism, or like, I'm going to try to get revenge on you and basically use my financial influence to basically um, do a revenge party. You know what I'm saying? And that's important because if anyone does get with someone who, if they get a large sum of money, they're willing to go on some revenge tactic, especially if you have experienced grave cruelty. Then this is where you got to understand this will compromise your safety. So I feel like you guys are being asked to just focus on self-love. And what was that card before? Oh no, the card was it worth it? People who went above and beyond, who are very greed focused and try to harm you to a point of insanity because they don't want to tell the truth on their own. They're having to focus on their situation. And there is a female who's trying to get out of a very abusive relationship. Very abusive. Okay? We're going to end your reading here.